Thank you, John. Let's give another round of applause to John for the vision of this entire gathering, for the extraordinary work he has done. Good morning, welcome. Bienvenidos al pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de los Ángeles de Porciúncula, which just means welcome to LA, but we've shortened that name over the years. It is so exciting for you all to be back here, to be here with fellow mayors, with ministers, with folks from every corner of the world, from engineers in our backyard, from transportation visionaries and others, to be here in the city of Los Angeles. And we are so honored to host this for a third year. And every year, if we think back where we came from, in 2017, we were in a tent right next to the Los Angeles Clean Tech Incubator, just up the street. Last year, we had to expand as this keeps growing each year for tech demos, whether it was dockless scooters, which were brand new at the time. That's how quick this is going now. Just think for a moment how fast this revolution is coming. In 3 short years, just to start with scooters, for an example, we went from them existing only in our imaginations to suddenly being everywhere on our sidewalks, a new mode of transportation to explore, and now they've become a way for people to get around. Here in Los Angeles, you see them everywhere, and we estimate about 19 million trips this year alone will be taken by Angelenos who are voting with their feet to join the revolution. And the speed of this transportation revolution, the momentum that it picks up year after year, is reflected right here. Would that I weren't a speaker but a mirror so you could see yourselves. But CoMotion LA, which continues to grow, and the things that we have here, whether it's an e-bus that's on display, the Virgin Hyperloop pod, the autonomous scooters, an immersive urban aerial mobility experience, and so much more, is a reflection of your brilliance, of your innovation, and most importantly, of what people around the world and certainly throughout this city are demanding, that we do better to move people and goods more quickly through the spaces where we live. And we're exploring technology that was unimaginable just a few years ago, with the potential to quickly transform how we get around our cities and our planet. And it's so great to have mayors from around the world, to have our California State Senator Scott Wiener here, to have my brother and sister mayors Carlos Jimenez from Miami-Dade County and Nahid Nenshi from Calgary. We're proud that CoMotion continues to grow, and in fact, now we are seeing it calve off into other cities. Miami will be hosting this next spring a CoMotion, and we're very proud here in LA that we'll always be La Conmoción Original. So there is an international component that we have too here as well, to the Mobility Prize. Along with support from Lacey, our Clean Tech Incubator, the 4 prize winners will spend a week in London learning about UK's advanced mobility ecosystem, which I toured just a couple months ago and was blown away by. And so I want to extend a special thank you and welcome to our delegations that have come from the UK and Uganda, Canada, Korea, Russia, Portugal, China, the Netherlands, Japan, everywhere. One thing about Los Angeles is this is the most diverse collection of human beings, not only in the world today, but arguably in human history. So even if it's your first visit, you will find your people, your food, your language, your culture right here in Los Angeles. Or you can be a native like myself, a 4th-generation native of LA, and turn around a corner and see a collision of cultures you've never experienced before. It's a special city. We're very proud of it. We call it an imperfect paradise. We don't sugarcoat our challenges of housing or of traffic, but we know it is a paradise, a place where people come without barriers to look at the future, to look at that freedom that we enjoy here, and to create a sense of belonging for everybody. And also here in Los Angeles, as I think I've shared in years past, we've tried to lead from City Hall in a way that's not future-phobic. You know, so many leaders at the civic level try to keep the future away, whether it's the death of bookstores and people buying online, or when scooters suddenly hit. The other class of folks are future passive. They just kind of might be excited or might be bummed out about it, but they let it just happen. Here in Los Angeles, we take a third way that's neither future phobic nor passive. We are future guiding. We try to be the co-architects with you, to say yes to your innovation, to help guide you through what it means to intersect your brilliant idea with an actual city, with the government and the governance of that, with the common good as well as the private prosperity. But we are not shy, as John said, about our ambition, which is to make Los Angeles the transportation technology capital of the world. And we have all the essential ingredients for you in this testing ground. This is a global hub where the western capital of the US meets the northern capital of Latin America and the eastern capital of the Pacific Rim. Our airport is the #1 origination and destination airport in this country. We're home to the busiest, most productive port complex in the Americas. And we also have a topographical advantage where you have density, but also a horizontal horizon, one in which you can test those things in a city, a metro area that is now the densest in America, but also have the space to drive, to fly, to ride, to walk as well. And another opportunity the city presents when it comes to new transportation solutions is that we are the car capital of America, if not the world, a title we are aggressively seeking to lose, along with being the worst traffic in America. But LA voters are not thinking small. Just a few years ago, we passed the largest transportation measure in American history ×2 at the local level, Measure M, which is building 15 rapid transit lines in a single city all at once. 28 projects just before the Olympics come here with the Paralympic Games in 2028, so that soon you'll be able to not only get to the airport finally with public transportation. I know every other city in the world has that, but LA put that off because we wanted our parking lot revenues at the airport. But you'll be able to get from UCLA campus to downtown faster than a car at 2 a.m. with the Purple Line, a downtown connector that'll keep you on the same seat as you go north-south and east-west, the Crenshaw Line that'll take you through the African-American historic core of the city and link you to the People Mover at the airport, the Gold Line, which we call the Brain Train because it goes from Caltech to the Claremont colleges and many universities in between, where we have engineers who are doing that transportation and aerospace work right now. And this transportation revolution here is just beginning. We know here that we are the victims of traffic. We don't count the dollars or the lines or the programs. We count the minutes that we have lost with our families, with the dates that we want to go out, the concerts that we want to see, the people that we wish we could have friendships with, because traffic throttles possibility. And we see the liberation of that possibility is opening up new relationships, new possibilities for us as well. And we know how inefficient LA's way of getting around is by ourselves in a single passenger car. Not only are we stuck in the worst traffic in this country, the typical American car is parked 96% of the time. 86% of the fuel never reaches the wheels. And in this country, we are driving on roads that at their peak, including in this city, only have cars on 10% of the space of those streets. We can't wait, let alone find money to double-deck freeways. So we're looking for those solutions that autonomy, connectivity, and other technological innovations can do to build capacity with the existing infrastructure we've already spent billions of dollars on. And I want you to be excited about that work here in LA, whether it's through the digital management of the public right-of-way, like we've done with our scooter permit program with almost every company, or by launching the Open Mobility Foundation, a city-led open-source nonprofit that Seleta Reynolds has brought together leaders around the world in cities to say, let's develop the computer language, the API for managing everything from our delivery trucks to our rideshare and taxis to our scooters, et cetera, in a way that goes digital instead of the analog painting of curbs, posting of signs, and enforcing with human beings. And those things we've always dreamed about for all of these years, and not just here in LA, they are actually finally here. This coming day and the next couple days, you will see, feel, and actually touch them. Aerial vehicles, new tunneling technology, autonomous vehicles, and that's just Elon Musk's 3 companies. We're well past thinking about these technologies. We're actually trying them and testing them here. And just as CoMotion is spreading to other cities, we hope that our innovation also spreads to wherever you're from as well, to reduce your commute time, to give you more time with your children, to be able to have more green transportation jobs that clean your air, that reduce the impact of climate change, the most important challenge that we will face in our lifetimes, and a decade, the 2020s, I'm calling the climate decade, that if we do not take action, we won't be talking about getting around in a decade. We'll be talking about the chaos around this planet. So I hope that you come back to CoMotion LA every year and see this transportation technology capital of the world being born, and that you are a part of that. And today I'm very proud to announce a major step in building that capital right here. The Urban Movement Labs, a first-of-its-kind transportation technology incubator we are announcing today. The Urban Movement Labs won't be your typical government initiative. It's not a report to go up on a shelf. It's not an aspiration. It builds on the successful model of the place where we met the first year, the Los Angeles Clean Tech Incubator. which was a public and private collaboration bringing public dollars and private investment together in a space where new ideas, new companies, and new innovations have come together. It's now the #1 ranked clean tech incubator in the world. It helps companies find locations to grow those ideas into jobs, into businesses, services, and products that will improve our lives. And similarly, the Urban Movement Labs will do the same thing in the transportation space to address our mobility challenges. It's built on 3 pillars. First, it's an ideas accelerator. Second, it's a workforce development initiative, a job training initiative. And third, it is an urban proving grounds, literally a test track for your products and ideas. And we have the partners in place. Not only Lacey, the Clean Tech Incubator, but we're joined by the Port of Los Angeles, LAX, our Department of Transportation, Avis Budget Group, Lyft, Waymo, and Verizon, and we invite all of you to be a part of it. So let me drill into these 3 parts of the Urban Movement Labs briefly. First, we all know progress starts with a great idea. It's always been the history of our species that somebody asks, why do we have to accept things the way they are? Can't we do it differently? So we're going to track the thinkers and engineers who are solving our deepest challenges when it comes to mobility. Here in LA, where we've always seen new ideas find fertile ground, this is a city that we like to think of as also socially horizontal, unburdened by the hierarchy and history that other places often have. It's why this city was home to launching the aerospace industry. Yesterday, we shot rockets to the moon. Tomorrow, we'll be landing a human being on Mars. So Urban Movement Labs builds on that legacy. As I've always said, surely a city that helped people walk on the moon can help us reduce our commute as well. The second piece is our workforce initiative. It has to do with people, because ideas have to actually, for a company, meet people who can implement those ideas. So this workforce development initiative will focus on the training and job skills that we need to spur economic prosperity and promote a strong middle class. Simply put, your company will find the employees you need. And we'll look at those places that have been bypassed in low-income communities, communities of color. We'll encourage more women to become a part of this transportation revolution. And with Metro's Win LA program, one of the largest workforce training initiatives in transportation's history in this country, we're seeing the new builders and operators of that future being created. And we're starting even earlier. We're starting in our secondary education with a new transportation academy that will be based in South Los Angeles with a focus on children who have been in the foster care system, who can learn to become those transportation engineers, who can be a part of running the system that you all will help us build. They'll then graduate and go to our community colleges. Trade Tech College offers training in hybrid and electric vehicles today. You can learn aircraft maintenance through LAUSD's adult education program, one of the best in the world. And so we're talking not just about theories and ideas, we're helping people build long-term prosperity. We want Angelenos to be the best trained in the world, a place full of innovators where you can build your scooter or design your eVTOL. The last part of the labs, the third piece, is the proving grounds, and we hope that you're as excited about this as we are. This is going to become, here in Los Angeles, a place to develop, test, and build transportation solutions. Everyone knows that a good idea has to meet real-world conditions. So instead of sitting on the sidelines while new technology is developed, and trust me, I get it. There's a lot of mayors and urban leaders who say, try it in another city first. When you work out all the kinks, then bring it to my city. But LA is different, and I'm just kind of different. I like to try to be, as I mentioned before, the co-architect with you. I want you to bring it here first. And we've had that track record with companies who say, whether it's e-scooters or VTOLs, folks, we have signed up to be at the front of that list. And so we're going to provide 4 different environments for you to test your ideas and products. One will be a closed campus. Picture, for instance, an airport or the port facility, a place that's closed but a campus where you can use your products and test them in real-world environments that are closed off. Second will be a semi-closed campus. Think of like a university, a place that you can get in and out of, but where you have some autonomy and some control, and the regulations are mandated by the owner of that space. Third will be a low-density urban area. Think of a low-density industrial or even residential neighborhood. And fourth will be a place right in the middle of a busy downtown, so that you can actually test in some of the toughest conditions what your products would do in a dense urban environment. The nice thing about LA is you can actually find whatever city you come from, someplace here in LA, that same density, that same kind of picture. And these will be places where you can bring your software, your machines, to bring real-world conditions that will help you accelerate their development. And we'll work closely with Metro, just as we did with the aerospace industry, to develop industrial spaces. Right now we're looking at the possibility of an LA County industrial park, like we've had in the high desert for aerospace and drone innovation, to do around transportation, where today there are factories that are making rail cars and electric buses and vehicles. So why now and why here? First, I'll admit it, we're selfish. We're sick of the traffic, and we want your ideas to be implemented right here where we live as quickly as possible. I want to get home to tuck my daughter Maya into bed a few minutes earlier. We want to take that job that seems a little further than we can commute today. And so we know that finding ways to get to yes instead of no only adds to the strength of our city. But our second motivation is selfless. It is about you. We want to be the place to test new transportation technology so we can help it accelerate in your town, in your country as well. We care about the commute that you're stuck in because we're facing the greatest challenge of our lives with climate change as well. And everyone in this planet, LA can't save this planet alone. And next month I'll take over the leadership, the chairmanship of C40 Cities, which is now the 94 mega cities responsible for 25% of the world's GDP, and I imagine 30 or 40% of its traffic. And everyone on this planet will benefit from more efficient, less wasteful vehicles and better fuels. That's why I founded Climate Mayors, a group of American mayors here, now 438 mayors strong in 49 of our US states, that's telling manufacturers, produce electric vehicles and equipment, and we'll buy them. Our purchasing collaborative just for EVs that Climate Mayors now has already led dozens of cities to be able to buy those with big city clout, to get the best price, to help school districts replace some of the almost 500,000 diesel buses that inefficiently are around this country, and so that we can have healthy children and healthy roads. And starting next month, when I take over C40, we're going to be setting up zero-emission areas throughout the world, in our big cities of the world, to clean our air and to improve our quality of life. So we're doing this for us, and we're doing it for you. And I hope that you will feel that ownership of this initiative as well. And all I ask of you is take advantage of everything LA has to offer. That we have 3 of the top 25 universities in the world, the only city in the world to be able to say that. That we graduate more engineers than any city in America. That we have more tech jobs here now in this county than any county, including Northern California, New York, Boston, anywhere. And that you have the access to a global reach, to the markets that are already intimately tied here, whether it's East Asia, whether it's South Asia, whether it's in the Middle East, whether it's Europe, Latin America, or Oceania. So invest here. Please test your stuff here. It's an open invitation from the mayor of the city to do so. And join this movement as problem solvers, community members, idea generators, testers, and funders. And I hope that you will get to know the woman who is leading this effort for us on my team, Julia Thane. And Julia, why don't you stand up for a moment and wave to everybody. Turn around so they can see you. Urban Movement Labs is led by Julia as part of our mobility innovation team, or just come by the Verizon booth or join us at the launch party tonight at 5 p.m. at Tartine. They've got great, great food there as well. Or check out our website at urbanmovementlabs.com. There's no question, every second we're spending in traffic diminishes our life. Our climate is changing fast, so fast that this decade must be the decade we save this planet. And the 2 greatest stresses, if you talk to a young person today, or just watch them on the streets of the world right now, is A, will this world be around for me? And if we are successful in that challenge, will there be a place in that future economy for me when I grow up? We think this is part of the solution. Making Los Angeles that transportation technology capital of the world will provide those good jobs and allow us to save the earth. So let's not wait one more day to improve people's lives, to create jobs, and to help save the earth. Let's get moving now. Thank you all so much, and enjoy CoMotion.